the wild, only the strongest survive, the fiercest hunters, the most cunning minds. Meet the whippet, sleek, fast, mysterious, and utterly useless in nature. A creature designed for speed, style, and collapsing into a puddle of sadness if someone forgets their blankie. Today we ask the hard-hitting question no one dared to explore. Why whippets would 100% not survive in the wild? They love to believe they're the most independent of creatures out there. They strut through life like they pay their own rent, manage their own schedule, and could totally survive without humans if they wanted to. They scoff at your rules. Come only if they feel like it. Sit not unless there is a bribe involved. Listening is optional, obedience is negotiable, and your authority adorably irrelevant. That's until the temperature drops below perfect and suddenly they're clinging to your leg like a Victorian child begging for soup. They will ignore your commands all day, but the second they're cold, they will emotionally blackmail you into building them a pillow fort with heating pads. Unlike most wild animals who have evolved to survive harsh climates, the whippet has evolved to survive mild spring afternoons and light fleece throws. Whippets have skin thinner than the emotional stability of your last Tinder match. In their raw nature, they'd last 11 minutes. 9 of those minutes would be spent side-eyeing the sky for being rude and disrespectful. They would rather die in style than sit their royal rear ends on frozen ground like a peasant. The good news is most of them are capable hunters and speed is their talent, so they might catch a rabbit or two until they realize hunting is far too emotionally taxing. How come the forest forgot to provide a pre-cut chicken breast? And their encounters of predators can go 3 ways. Option 1. They'll just silently stare at the bear until it's awkward enough for everyone to leave. Option 2. In a rare display of initiative, they will approach the bear to ask a very important question. Excuse me, large hairy forest dog, can you point me in the direction of the pillow aisle? Option 3. Run for their lives and nail the first tree on their way, because they can spot a leaf blowing 2 miles away, but not the hole directly in front of them. Evolution's finest. For the 16 years I've been surrounded by whippets, I've analyzed countless times why my pack would not make it in the wild, and it's about time I share these thoughts with you. So let's talk about the 6 whippets I'm owned by individually. Cooper, also known as the Professor, is 13 years old. First of all, the uncushioned unknown is not a place fit for an old man, but that's the least of his problems. He is refined, wise, a scholar, a gentleman, and a complete disaster in the blanketless survival land. He is a creature of comfort, and a man who absolutely refuses to engage with wind. In nature, wind carries scent, sound, and warnings of danger. To Cooper, it carries only disrespect and betrayal. Unlike the average whippet that requires assistance to be tucked in like a burrito, Cooper has evolved one advanced technique: blanket manipulation. This allows him to be somewhat half-independent. Is this a good survival skill outside of the comfort of his home? Nope. Unless there is a blanket hanging from every branch, which sounds unrealistic in my humble opinion. Adapting to a life in the snackless wasteland demands flexibility, scavenging, hunting. Cooper prefers room service. He demands his dinner preheated and served at exactly 9 p.m. In most cases, an animal facing a predator will activate fight or flight. Cooper, however, initiates a far more dangerous response: academic disappointment. Excuse me, do you realize it is both morally and ecologically irresponsible to threaten me during digestion hours? And rather than run, he will proceed to scold the predator for 45 uninterrupted seconds about ethical hunting practices, punctuality, and the wind. He might throw a bark or two to solidify his point. Did I also mention he is offended by everything? In nature, every step would be a personal insult. The wild is not fit for this old man. He needs a pillow castle, a warm dinner, and a few books. Moving on to Skyler, 11 years old. Formal bug assassin, current emotional landslide. She is soft, she is sensitive, and she has no business being out there. First of all, survival requires independence. Skyler requires my mom, who, as far as I'm aware, has no intention of moving out to live in the woods. In the wild, animals track prey. Meanwhile, Skyler tracks my mom's scent trail. No, she is not lost, she is abandoned, tragically, for 2 minutes, and she will not recover emotionally. When thunder roars, most wild animals hide. Skyler has a breakdown. Storms are an indicator the world ends, and not even a heated lap and a big hug will convince her otherwise. She used to be a feared bug hunter in her younger years. Now, she couldn't swat a fruit fly with 2 tries and a Google tutorial. Also, for Skylar, there is only one place to rest, that one specific square on the couch with her designated blanket. She is a walking soap opera, and the only time a predator will approach her would be to offer her a tissue. Jaime, 6 years old, is the perfect combination of false confidence and raw, twitchy vulnerability. We're talking about a whippet who thinks she's the alpha of the wilderness, until a beetle gives her the side eye, and then she goes to shiver behind a bush. She identifies as a dangerous predator, but also cries if you don't pet her just right. In the great outdoors, confidence is everything. Jaime has confidence. Jaime also has no idea what's going on. Is she the danger or is she the victim? She'll never know. Territory matters in survival. For her, that means don't touch her uninvited, don't crowd her, and for heaven's sake, don't look at her wrong. If that's what it takes to be a wild whippet, she could make it. But only if someone follows her around at night to throw blankets every 40 minutes. Most animals ignore birds. Birds are either useful for something or not worth it. To Jaime, every bird is a threat to national security. Whenever she sees one, she begins her ritual of shouting. Unfortunately, the wild is full of birds, and what survival specialist announces its presence for everyone to hear? Ivy, also 6, shares a brain cell with Jaime. She is a lazy bug-hunting food optimist with the face of an angel, the survival skills of a flip-flop, and the body condition of a gummy bear. It takes her 2 to 5 business days to process a command. Weekends and official holidays are excluded. Cuteness is her strongest survival skill, and you can already guess how well living in the savannah would go for her. Exactly the type of whippet who believes food falls from the sky and would sit mouth open, waiting for grilled cheese to land from heavens. She prefers an energy-efficient life. Eat, sleep, repeat. She will sit under a tree for hours and negotiate with it. Since it's throwing pine cones at her, it might as well fast forward to throwing pieces of kibble, which she very well knows are held hostage between the leaves. If the tree refuses, she has a plan B. Ivy is the neighborhood's most successful bug hunter. Being addicted to spicy sky raisins, she has been stung more times than a cartoon bear. So much so that she is immune to bee venom and no longer swells. You will often find her sitting beside flowers and watching the bees. Not hunting, just vibing. Why chase the bee when you can just be? For a feral whippet, finding food would be a full-time job, but Ivy believes in delivery. Her motto is, be cute, be lazy, and let the universe handle it. Ruby, also 6, is the gifted child. I suspect she stole the remaining available brain cells from Jaime and Ivy in the womb. One of the 2 whippets in my household with actual survival potential, tragically undone by the tyranny of rain and moisture. She is the classic, I could conquer the world, but it's damp and that's disgusting type. Fast, brilliant, wilderness capable as long as the forest provides dry terrain, memory foam, and blanket services, which, sadly, it does not. In a pack of dramatic, confused noodle dogs, Ruby is the strategist. She learns fast, thinks faster, and honestly, we could put money on her surviving if nature wasn't so gross. She just doesn't do weather. A little bit of rain and she'll request an immediate relocation. And we've come to Aerys, a 2.5-year-old, emotionally codependent apex predator. She's got everything it takes to survive. Intelligence, speed, instinct, accuracy. The only thing which will ruin her survival is my absence. I don't feel like moving out in the woods, it's not for me, so I'm not going. Think Ruby's brain with Skyler's abandonment issues. Aerys is a rare beast, a true hunter. She's taken down birds, she's caught rats. A shrew met its doom under her watch. She will power through wind, handle light rain, tolerate chilly nights, somewhat. But if I'm not there, all her skills become useless. There is another problem. She thinks every male dog shall be her boyfriend, so most likely she will bring a pack of wolf lurcher puppies plus a few suspicious looking boyfriends, and that's a no-no. And what if the whole pack is in the wild together? Ruby and Aerys, the laser-focused assassins, could bring home dinner if Jaime would shut up for 5 seconds and stop barking at the birds. Cooper will be the grumpy camp dad. Meanwhile, Skyler will narrate all forest conditions in panic mode and will not stop asking where is mom. Ivy will take the role of the motivationally flexible forager. She will watch all the drama unfold from a sun patch. Or to summarize, Ruby and Aerys catch something, Jaime barks it away, Skyler cries, Cooper gives disappointed sighs, and Ivy stares into the sky, still waiting for meatballs. You know what? Whippets are not meant for this. Freedom is great and all, but have you tried heated trolls and a pack of emotional support humans with central heating system? They need perfectly arranged pillows, an orthopedic bed, room service, protection from evil elements, and zero responsibilities other than bossing us around. At all costs, keep them far away from the land with no couches. Have a lovely weekend and a fantastic week afterwards, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye bye!